What's going on, guys? Joe here. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are back with episode 2 of the T-Mobile Bianchi career here on PCM 2020, coming off a very nice Vuelta at San Juan where we won 3 stages in total, and you can see morale in the team at the moment very good indeed due to that race, as well as our decent race talk here as well. And so today we have the Herald Sun Tour in Australia. 5 stages in total, going to be fun to see what we can do there. And you can see still pretty much the same schedule coming up. And obviously I asked you guys how many races you want me to ride, and a lot of you said just ride the sponsor objectives. Now I'm going to ride some more races than that because I do want to kind of explore the Conti races this season. I do hope we can get to Conti Pro next year. So this is really our only opportunity to ride some of the really small races. So I would like to explore some of them this season, but at the same time I understand we want to progress through the seasons fairly quickly in this one. So I'll keep it concise and maybe try and show you the best races, cut some out that aren't as good, so we can get through the season relatively quickly. Actually, I do tell a lie because we have added the Vuelta at Portugal to our schedule later in the season. It's starting in July, but you can see 11 stages and looks so fun. Lots of hilly stages, mountains, TTs as well. Going to be a really fun race in Portugal. And guys, let me know if you want any other races. I'll try and add them to the schedule. However, like I mentioned, we do have the Herald Sun Tour coming up today. 5 stages starting in Melbourne with a short TT to start. Then we have a punchy hilly one on stage 2. Stage 3 probably for the sprinters despite a few short hills earlier on. Stage 4 and probably for the sprinters, but it is a slightly uphill finish at the end there. And then the race ends on Arthur's Seat where the GC will be concluded. So then taking a look at our squad we will be bringing to Australia, and like I mentioned, it is the same team as the race talkie. So we have Fabro as our GC leader, Stefan Bissegger probably our sprinter alongside Marcus Wildar, both very capable sprinters at this level. We also have Marcus Burkhardt in the team, we have Jonas Rutsch, we have Seb Schoenberger and Zimmerman as well rounding out the squads. So Zimmerman will be the first rider from our squad out the start gate, and as you see, I cannot get over how good our bike and jersey look. Looking so nice on Zimmerman right there. Anyhow, this is a good opportunity to look at the start list at this race. So quite a few World Tour teams are here, as you see, about 10 in total. We have Campenet and Ganna as well in this TT. But I'm not going to read everyone out. You can see the guys that are here, including Heinrich Hauser. We'll see what he can do at this race. So then Matteo Fabro does leave the start line, and I'm really enjoying this camera angle. I will be honest, it looks really nice being able to see the bike as well. But Fabro on a -2 day again. Our main GC guy not on a good day in the TT, very much like of course the Vuelta San Juan in the last episodes. Already at the first time split, and we are 27th. So then Fabro sweeps into the final kilometre right here, maybe push it to 82, maybe a bit hard for Fabro into the final kilometres, and we are 28th, 27 seconds down already. I said final kilometres, obviously meant final metres, and currently Michael Hepburn holds the best time by a mile. Here we go then, and as you see, Stefan Bissegger on a +1 day, taking him to 75 prologue on the day. Hopefully our Swiss can put in a really decent result here. So first time check right now for Stefan Bissegger, and he is in 8th place. With some energy left over as well, we can push this a little bit harder right here, up to 82. So Bissegger has really pushed this up that tiny little climb right there, drop it to 70 on that little downhill, up to 80, try and push it to the line, maybe 82, can we do that? We're gonna try up to 85, 99 into the final meters, and it's 4th place. Very nice result there for Bissegger, but still 9 seconds away from Hepburn, looking very good here. Okay then, I didn't expect to be showing Burkhardt here, but you can see up to 75 prologue here, or 74 prologue. Man, that is terrible maths right there. But anyhow, we'll see what the German can do into the first time check. You can see it's Sam Bewley, also of Mitchelton Scott, who has taken the best time now from Hepburn, but Burkhardt crossed the first split and he's 10th at the moment. So here comes the final rider for our squad, Markus Burkhardt, the big 36-year-old German coming into the finish. Can he maybe challenge for this stage? I don't think so, but hopefully a decent result into 12th place right there. Only a few riders left on the road as well. So only 3 or 4 riders have the chance to beat Sam Bewley in this TT in Australia and Melbourne. Kort Nielsen goes 8th place. I don't think Grandal Janssen is going to get the win here. Probably not. But behind him, Pippo Ganna in his Italian jersey, only 5th at that first time split. I can't believe that. Where does he go? Across the finish line. And he's 3rd, only 3rd. But Victor Campenet, surely he can beat the Australian. I can't believe it if neither Ganna or Campenet win the stage. Campenet's 3rd as well. And Sam Bewley, what a result right here for him. So not a bad first stage for us. We finish in the top 10 with Bissegger. Fabro with not a good performance though. He has a lot of time to make up already. Could even be worth going for someone like Biscuit or Burkhardt in the GC. That's going to be very difficult though, of course. But Sam Bewley, what a ride by this man, beating Ganna and Campenet. On we go then, stage 2, probably for the sprinters or maybe a punchy sprinter. So I think Bissegger suits this stage quite nicely, or even Wildauer as well. We'll see what our race days are like. Let's get it. So then we are underway today, and I wasn't quite sure how to approach this stage. I thought I could try and go in the break with Burkhardt potentially. We can maybe try and follow some attacks here, but can't really see them working. The peloton don't seem to allow anyone else up the roads. Maybe right here. Let's try one more time, but no, we're not going to get in the break. It seems these will be the 3 riders up the road today. So I did try to close the gap to the breakaway ahead of this intermediate sprint right here, but sadly we couldn't close it enough to take any of those bonus seconds, which really was the reason we tried to close the gap. But you can see they're now pretty much done, coming apart. This is almost definitely going to be one for the sprinters on that uphill climb to the finish. By the way, guys, what do you think of this slightly zoomed in camera? It's really grown on me, so let me know what you think. If we should have this one or maybe one that's a bit more zoomed out. So then we come under the 10k to go banner as you see, and we are right on the front of the peloton with a very nice 4-man train right here. You can see Burkhardt, Zimmerman, Wildauer and Bissegger, who will be our sprinter today. Maybe Wildauer, but I think Bissegger has to be our main man at this race, judging from that TT. Long straight row, we can already see the 5k to go banner. And it's about to go uphill as well. So into the final 5k almost. I think it's time to use our remaining energy gels. Burkhardt slowly up to 92. Really starting to push the tempo, and this is really going to be an uphill drag to the line. Ruch can maybe pace as well. Schoenberger's fine on 90, but let's concentrate on the front. Burkhardt up to 95. Don't want to go too early today because obviously uphill to the finish. Burkhardt doing a fantastic job right now though, and now it's time for Zimmerman up to 95. Is that too soon? Not quite sure, but you can see it's a steep finish today. Fabro can maybe pace at 95 as well. Anyhow, to the front, Zimmerman doing a decent job. Lead out for Wildauer right now for Stefan Bissegger. Can he take this in the sprint? Swapping back to Bissegger. Can he sprint for the line? It's going to be a very difficult one though, and it seems Rob Stannard looking very good right here. Fabro probably should have been our man today, but Stannard takes the win. The Boist will be second, and I think we're only going to end up with a 6th place today. So probably my bad in choosing Bissegger for this one. Only 67 hill, but I thought he could kind of handle it. And it was steeper in the end than I expected. Anyhow, not too bad. No real change in the GC today. On to stage 3 then, and almost definitely one for the sprinters today. And good to see big Andre Greipel as the favourite. The likes of Groves and Halvorsen here as well though. So could be a difficult one. Even Mark Cavendish, the Mank missile. So very dangerous fields maybe 10 years ago. But we'll see what we can do with Bissegger or Wildauer in this one. So then we are now approaching this intermediate sprint, and you can see the 2 guys up the road only have about 45 seconds. So at least 1 second and a few points are available here. Maybe more if we can catch those guys. Let's see if we can do it. 3.5k to go now. However, it does seem we will have some competition for these points. Greipel moving up with Israel as well. Burkhardt up to 99 with Bissegger on his wheel. I'm going to try and go very early here with Stefan Bissegger. 1.4k to go. Almost definitely too early, but can he take these points? Maybe even all of them from these guys. Beppu is here. It's a drag to the line. Beppu takes them. Bissegger seconds, and that is pretty big. Getting some nice points right there with Bissegger up to 5th in that points classification now as well, as those bonus seconds. So then 16.5k to go in this one, trying to stay to the front with Fabro and our sprinters. We do now have this short hill, and I'm going to put my guys up to, I believe, 95 on this climb, because obviously with these crosswinds we can maybe try and create some gaps over the top right here. Fabro, Wildauer and Bissegger all looking pretty good as well, so maybe now up to 99 with these guys that are relaying, see if we can maybe create some gaps. This group not really stretched out enough though at this point. So then 8 kilometers left in this stage, and I have decided I will try and go for Wildauer today, because Bissegger on a -2 wants to give the opportunity to our Austrian as well. So Markus Burkhardt doing a job on the front for the team, bringing us right to the front of this peloton into the final 5 kilometers. And now we have Ruch up to 92, maybe slightly early. We'll go 90, 95 now into the final 3.5 kilometers. Fabro's just sat on someone's wheel looking pretty good, I do believe. Let's concentrate on these guys though. Ruch up to 99. You can see up to the line we have a slight uphill right here, so Bissegger can go a little late into the final 1.5k. Ruch is done. Wildauer can now sprint along with everyone else. Wildauer going for the line. It's a really close finish right here, so close. But Caden Groves denies Markus Wildauer on the line. What a sprint that was by the Austrian though. Fantastic effort today. Second place though. What an effort that was by Wildauer. Only 69 sprint right now, but taking it to the line with Caden Groves. What an effort. By far our best stage of the race. Bissegger also up to 6th. Down to those bonus seconds at the intermediate sprint as well. Quick look at the other competitions then. As you see, Bewley still in the lead of the race. Wildauer now in the top 5 of the sprint jersey as well, looking pretty good. Burkhardt has a few KOM points. And we have Stannars in the lead of the youth classification. So then stage 4, the penultimate stage of the race, and probably one for the sprinters again today, despite a slightly uphill finish. So maybe for Bissegger, but perhaps we've learned our lesson from the opening stage with him, because he doesn't have the best hill attribute. So then finally, as you see, we have some decent weather here in Australia. It's been a while. It's been some miserable weather so far at this race. And I would like to go in the break. Let's try and get Zimmerman up the roads. Hasn't really had any opportunities so far in this one. Let's see if he can join this breakaway. And the peloton seem to allow it for now. So I really don't know what it is with breakaways on the new PCM, but it seems impossible to get in these groups. Peloton just seem to hunt you down straight away. Let's see if we can rejoin it now, but doesn't seem to be possible for some reason. So sadly for us, Zimmerman won't be allowed up the road. We now do have 3 riders, 2 from Lotto Soudal as well, so potentially quite dangerous right there. We're going to have to let them go, and Zimmerman can try and do a bit of pacing on the front. So some beautiful surroundings currently in Australia. As you can see, a wonderful setting for this race. Zimmerman pacing super hard on the front as well, because again, similar situation, short gap to the breakaway up the roads. And I want some of those intermediate sprint seconds to perhaps move up in the GC with our boy Stefan Bissegger. So we have just caught that breakaway, and Burkhardt leading Bissegger out. An absolute treat right now, as you can see. Let's sprint right now with Stefan Bissegger, and I think we have those seconds and points as well. Brilliantly done by Burkhardt, and Bissegger takes them with a lot of ease as well, and you can see up to 4th in that points classification too. A potentially dangerous man, Alex Kirsch, did just fall, so I'm pacing pretty hard right now on the front of this group, despite no breakaway being up the roads. Let's see what happens into this final little hill. So 8k to go in stage 4 of the Herald Sun Tour, and you can see Ruch is on the front of the peloton again. Wildauer will lead out Bissegger today. I do have Fabro currently on the back because he is on a very good day. He has pretty much no sprint whatsoever, but if he can, we'll see how difficult that final hill is really. I think it probably will be for the sprinters, so we can use our energy gels now up to 93, maybe 95. I've gone too early I think with Ruch here. Not quite sure why I'm pacing so hard at this stage, but 3.5k to go. We are now on this climb, so Wildauer can now go up to 95. Ruch is now done. Great job by him. Here come EF though, going super early as you can see. Oh my words, did not expect that, and they are done blocking us in as well into the final meters. Bissegger trying to come through. Can he take this one? Let's see. Stefan Bissegger trying to come through over this little hill. It's a good effort, but we're not going to take it. And Jasper de Bois takes it. Then it will be Groves. And I think we're going to get 4th or 5th here with Bissegger. Man, that was a tough finish. I hope for more as well. It's a bit of a shame we couldn't do more there. So we miss out on the stage again. Bissegger gave it a good go, but I mean, these guys clearly stronger than us at this point. I'm trying to live up to the Vuelta San Juan, but we can see that it's proven to be super difficult. I mean, on this difficulty as well. Bissegger though, up to 5th in the GC, and with a few more bonus seconds can move up in the next stage as well. However, I do believe we will have some pretty big time gaps on tomorrow's stage. On to the final stage of the Herald Sun Tour, and we do have the little brother to Willunga Hill. It is Arthur's Seats. Pretty difficult final climb, and a lot of short hills as well throughout the day, so definitely could be quite selective. And our boy Fabro could well be our man today, or maybe even Bissegger, depending how he is feeling. So as we get underway today, the big question will be, can Sam Bewley hold on to his leader's jersey? I guess not, considering his 64 hill, and looking at the terrain today, going to be really difficult for him. You can see, sadly for us, Bissegger on a -2 day. Was really hoping he could be on some decent form and maybe try and survive these hills. That's going to be difficult for him though. Anyhow, we can try and go for this intermediate sprint, so I don't really want a breakaway going up the road just yet. And you can also see Marcus Burghardt. Look at this day for this man. 76 hills, 78 flats. He is looking a worldie today, so maybe he has to be our leader on this form in my opinion. However, now coming into this intermediate sprint, we're trying to close into that breakaway with Ruch. They do have a bigger lead than I hoped at this point though, so I'm going to try and attack early with Bissegger up to those guys. If we can't catch them, which we're not going to it seems, into the final kilometre, we're going to have to settle for just, I believe, 1 bonus second. So bit of a shame for Bissegger here, so it doesn't look like we're really going to make any inroads into the GC. Now 6 seconds down, I do believe, on Bewley. However, we are now up to 3rd in the sprint classification. Okay then, important moments approaching for the team and Stefan Bissegger, because the intermediate sprint, the final intermediate sprint of the race is now approaching, and we can really move up in the sprints and the GC if we try and take these points. Ruch up to 99, try and go right now with Bissegger, quite early though on this hill, and I do believe way too early in the end because De Bois will come past us. We will get 2nd place though, so not all bad for Bissegger, so we should now be 2nd in that points classification, and I do believe 4 seconds behind in the GC. So we are now on this climb, which will be the finish line, I do believe, in about 40 kilometers. You can see the finish right there. The pace not too high, luckily for us, because a few of our guys are struggling a little bit. Bissegger definitely not going to survive in the GC, so I'm just protecting, I do believe, Burghardt with him, who definitely is going to be our leader today, I do believe, despite his poor mountain stat. Okay, 22k to go, and the pace really being up now in this group. We do have Bissegger about to go out the back, sadly, so Wildauer can now try and protect our leader for the day. A few guys for our team do seem like they are about to go out the back as well. Even Fabro is struggling a little bit today. I'll try and protect him maybe with Zimmerman, but Burghardt definitely our strongest option, I do believe. 18k to go, and a few very steep climbs as well. Okay, then we are coming downhill now, but about to enter this super steep climb. So I'm going to try and come right to the front with all of our guys, even put them up to maybe 90 because I expect a really high tempo right here. Could even try something, you know. Bewley is currently on the front. Is he attacking? Doesn't seem so, but Burkhart can slow, and I do want to maybe try something right here with Matteo Fabro over the top. So let's do that right here, and Fabro looking very, very good. At least he does have a few seconds, so 10k to go for Matteo Fabro. We can maybe pace at 85, use his energy as well, and it seems not quite as big a gap as I hoped for the Italian, so maybe worth sitting up and concentrating on that final hill. However, 35 riders are now in this group. Sit up with Fabro, so we do have some big splits that have taken place right here. So Zimmerman is going to hammer the tempo into the final 5k. Probably time to use Burkhart's energy gel as well. I really want to keep this group behind. I do think they will just about make it back on, sadly though. Zimmerman can now go up to 99 into this final climb. Time for Burkhart up to 85. I don't really think we're going to be able to challenge for the stage. We can certainly give it a go though, up to 90. Fabro can maybe just sit on our wheel for the entirety of this climb. Up to 90. Let's just try and go like this. We have the likes of Tom Skujins, Rob Stannard, Campanets is here as well. Book Walter, and you can see Burkhart is struggling a little bit to stay with those guys, but 1.5k to go. We know it flattens off a little bit to the top. Skujins looking very, very good. Campanets as well to potentially take that GC. Burkhart up to 99. Can we try and catch these guys into the finish? Marcus Burkhart looking pretty good, you know. Trying to catch them. It's not quite going to be enough, I don't believe. Tom Skujins is going to take this one, I think, ahead of Campanets and Stannards. Decent result though for Burkhart. I do believe we'll get a top 5 right here and potentially move up in the GC as well with him, although we did lose some time earlier in the race. Decent performance by Fabro right here. Let's try and follow Ghana to the line to make sure we finish that gap right there, but I do think a decent result for Burkhart here. So Tom Skujins takes the final stage of the Herald Sun Tour, but certainly a good effort by our big German on terrain that doesn't really suit him at all. And it is Rob Stannard taking the Herald Sun Tour in the end ahead of Victor Campanets. I don't think we were anywhere in the GC, sadly. However, Seberg did take the climbing classification. Again, we didn't really go for this competition. We did get second in that points jersey, but Jasper de Boist dominant right there. Stannard also in the youth jersey at this race. So you have to say, guys, we did struggle a little bit at this race because no stage wins out of 5. We did get that second place on stage 3 with Will Dower, a really good result there. Bissegger unable to stay with the guys on the final stage. I tried to give him a shot at the GC. On stage 2, it's worth noting we did lose time with Burkhart, and that was pretty pivotal in the GC because we lost about a minute right there. You can see he would have maybe been 7th place. It's not great, but it would have been something more than 13th or 12th with Fabro, who was our best rider in that GC. So I did half expect some pretty bad morale following that race because it certainly wasn't the best. I mean, there were quite a lot of World Tour teams. Remember, we are still Conti level, so I guess the team not too disappointed, at least compared to me. And on the whole, some good morale, it would seem, at this stage. So looking ahead on the calendar to the Tour of Colombia, which is next up, and it is actually one of our sponsor objectives. If we go to the sponsors, let's take a look. They want a top 10 at the race, it would seem, so we'd need a better GC performance than we conjured up today. However, guys, if you enjoyed this one today, drop a like on the video, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in Colombia.